this on her own. Now we're starting to see why Trump was.
Oh shit! I'm not gonna lie to you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Is this thing clipping right now, bro? Oh yeah. I can't get highlight clips and stream at the same time. I'm gonna have to do the clips on my streaming PC for sure when I'm live. I'm getting an encoder overload.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this?
It's nuking my stream.
I'm talking about somebody was found dead.
I don't know. The stream might still be running okay. I guess you just. I'm gonna still run it. See how this shit handles. I need to X out. You know what? I could probably X out my browser, but I'll lose everything. What do I have up? Nothing crazy here. Nothing wild. So, alright, that should be enough. And that can clip in the background. And we're back. Hopefully my frames don't keep dropping.
Hiding the Epstein files, and it probably gets much worse. So she's referring to this document right here that was released in that new batch of the files. And it says it right about here. Blank noted Trump continuously stated the name Jeffrey while on the phone and made references to abusing some girl. Blank was unsure who he was talking to nor who he was referencing as Blank talked about his time meeting Donald Trump. Blank immediately, Blank demeanor went stone cold. And as Blank stated, he sexually assaulted me.
Mm-hmm.
Blank said, what? As Blank replied, Donald J. Trump had sexually assaulted her along with Jeffrey Epstein. Blank noted some girl with a funny name took me into a fancy hotel or building. That's how it happened. Now, this part right here.
They going as far to blank out. Damn, my brain is farting. What's the fucking... What is he or she? Grammatically wise?
You said what? Sorry, say one more time.
What is, like, he or she? Like, grammatically. Like, what is that?
Fucking now.
You said you don't know?
It's a now.
Noun. Okay. Noun? He or she ain't a noun. Noun's your name. That's a noun. He or she is a, something else.
I might be tripping. Pronoun, sorry.
It's a what? It is a noun?
The pronoun.
Pronoun. Yeah.
This one is
You're
tricky.
Close. You're way closer than I would. I couldn't think of it at all. But I knew a noun wasn't it. I'm like, hold on now, nigga.
Because this was reported a couple of years ago.
They over here blanking out pronouns, but fucked up everything else, bro. Like literally, what? They don't want you.
We both knew that, nigga. We knew that was the word pronouns. When you said it like that, or something like, oh yeah.
Right. Yeah, we both. I just fried, bro.
Yeah.
Were found that were found or not.
Plus, like, I mean, like, I'm not in high school, so I don't immediately have to know what a pronoun is, but like,
right, but at the same time, nigga, we live in a liberal world where everybody claiming their pronouns.
Right. You're right.
That's what I was saying.
That's what you're saying, and I'm weak because we know what a pronoun is for sure, bro. It is being drilled into us. I think I'm just trying to forget now that you mention it. I don't want to know what a pronoun is.
So disgusting.
Yeah, bro. So weak. I just want to let you know, this thing is at 7% on the AI Clipper on the 6-hour thing. That ain't bad.
That's crazy. That's not bad at all.
That is crazy that but that is not 6 hours and you 10% of the way through it. We ain't even 10 minutes in. Yeah, bro, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Substantiated at that point in time. Now, I do have to say that for you guys, because I notice a lot of people are taking this and they're running with it. So let's just show you. Let's go here, because many of you may be wondering, where can you find that? If you go to justice.gov, Epstein files, and you click on it
She
here,
got
it's this document.
hella Twitter tabs open. She be doing her research, bruh. Jesus, it's all Twitter tabs.
And this is where they did not redact Donald Trump's name. His name is right there, Met Donald Trump. So that's where this comes from. Just to show you guys, this is not just a screenshot. That is from the DOJ's website there. So the problem with this one, and let me bring this up because I think people may have forgotten about this. They were talking about this in the Daily Beast as well and other outlets. The filing was released by the department on Tuesday morning alongside a disclaimer warning people that some of the information being released contain untrue, sensationalist claims made against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, the claims are unfounded and false, and if they had a shred of credibility, they certainly would have been weaponized against President Trump already. So that is in response to this document that I just showed you guys. So the DOJ, of course, they are saying that this is not, they don't have proof of this, that these were just claims against Donald Trump. I don't know. The thing is this, I know this did come up before a couple of years ago, and it was just kind of dismissed because they were like, we don't have proof about this. So this is not a new thing. And I noticed a lot of people are sharing this on X and they're saying, oh my God, look at this. This is new. No, this isn't new. This was reported before years ago, but they said that they didn't have any evidence to this. And they said the claims were unfounded. So not sure about this one. But what it goes to show you, again, is that lack of transparency. If the DOJ had been transparent from the jump, I think people would have less questions. But the fact that when they first released the batch of Epstein files a couple of days ago, it was heavily redacted where the pages were blacked out for most of the part. 90% of it was
I'm about
redacted.
To say most of, bro, it was like y'all released redactions, bro. You did not release files. It was actually ridiculous, dude. But okay.
Then you go back to Pam Bondi saying that, oh, it's dirty, it's awful, the files are on my desk. And then she says later on, there's nothing to see here, right? Then Donald Trump says, well, no, just leave the files alone. Don't go there. Marjorie Taylor Greene says that Donald Trump told her, I guess privately, no, people are going to get hurt. Right. So all these things added up together. And that's why
the point,
people
nigga.
have the concerns
we don't want
that
them to get hurt?
have. Now, let's go to the other problem with these files, the new batch that was released. The Epstein files on the DOJ.
Whoever this anonymous account is has been going crazy on this on Twitter, bro. I've been following him, and this boy been deep. I think this nigga been losing sleep, bro.
Bro, this man said, bro, I am in the right place at the right time, and for 2,000 years. This man Plutarch said, he wrote 2,000 years ago. He said, if a man intended to be a distinguished historian or researcher, he must live in a capital city with a major library, nigga. Both of them things I already do, nigga. That is so crazy. Was very cool. I'm sorry.
Bro, I think if these clips come out okay, it's gonna be very beneficial to like run through them, take the decent ones, and have them like fine tuned by like some Indian on Fiverr, or you if you have free time at some point. But most likely, if I'm really pumping out clips, nigga, I'm gonna have somebody with a lot. Yeah, somebody else fucking
with a disbalance in in currency. I got a homie in Bangladesh that I used to fucking do a bunch of shit for me on GTA 6 and I was in GTA roleplay when I was in the Navy. I paid that nigga's bills, nigga, for like 2 years.
Yeah, bro.
Get that nigga $100. That nigga don't got to pay rent for 3 months.
I was just drool all over myself. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's and like what? I don't even know how much $100 would get me, but I feel like that's a lot on Fiverr.
No, yeah, no. And it depends on
Site
how.
allow you
Keep going.
Oh,
I'm reading.
to highlight the redacted text, copy it, and paste it into another document, which reveals what was hidden. You can also press Control+F and search for Trump with a space to see his name appear more than 600 times. And they're showing you screenshots of that here. So let me tell you
Bruh.
something. The techie people,
These internet
the techie
niggas. I knew
people
she was
figured
about to
out.
say it, bro.
Like that-
Y'all shouldn't have gave it to. You should have never gave it to these niggas, bro. Niggas get paid
Redacted.
to sit here and perform cybersecurity from home. You gave out free documents that you barely even did your due diligence on to a bunch of internet sleuths that do this shit, would do it for free. Only reason niggas are getting paid now is because people are doing it for free, and businesses are like, all right, bro, we might as well pay y'all. It's cheaper than paying somebody around the clock to not do shit. You know what I'm saying? You'd rather pay somebody that's going to do it for free and actually find something. You ain't got to pay them till they find it. These niggas know what they doing, bro.
tell you, the tech people figured it out. So they did that. They copied and pasted. I'm going to show you a video of someone actually doing that. And you can see all the red names that say Trump. These were names that were redacted. But when they did copy and paste, it appears. Steve Gatewood said, so when you're searching the files, if you search Trump, you get 0 results.
Literally.
But if you search Trump
Watch
with
them
a
do it
space
live.
at the end, you get around 600 results, which tells me that the DOJ blocked the search. But they're so freaking old and stupid, they didn't block the search with spaces. So have fun while it lasts, everyone.
You know someone
So
downloaded
again, like I
it.
said, the people, someone
Someone
said the
archived
nerds,
this.
the nerds figured it out. The shout out to the nerds.
Yep.
The nerds got on it, and you can actually see one of them doing it here. Check this out.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm literally a hacker, so come
So
down.
weak. I'm literally a hacker.
Exhibit number 1. Scroll all the way down. Oh, look at this pesky redaction. Let's just get rid of that.
Gone. Literally live. Right there.
Insane.
This is what happens when
Stupid.
you fire government employees and you make them leave.
Stupid.
You have no one to do your redactions for you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Yes,
another
your
thing
government.
about firing those government employees. But shout out to the damn nerds because they
It didn't
figured it
matter,
out.
bro. She
Skylar's-
blaming it. I do not agree with that. It is funny, but it ain't because you fired government employees. They would have did it with a full staff, bro.
said nerds to the rescue. That's what I'm talking about, Skylar. That is what I'm talking about. Now, there's more that you
Oh my
guys need
God.
to see. There was another document that was presented, which the DOJ is trying to debunk this one too. We'll get to it. CNN covers the Epstein-Nasser letter about Trump. This letter that was also released.
Letter sent by Jeffrey Epstein, apparently in the days before he took his own life, to convicted sex abuser Larry Nasser, who, again, convicted of abusing so many U.S. gymnasts over the years. In that letter,
I have no idea who
Epstein
this is.
wrote to Nasser, our president, and he was referring, it seems, to President Donald Trump at the time. Our president also shares our love of young, nubile girls.
Nubile.
Remember Nasser, the doctor who was working with those female gymnasts that was convicted? Now, the DOJ, they are saying that this letter is false. But again, like I said, with the transparency, you don't know what to believe. So I'll show you what the letter says here. Micah, thank you. Newly released Epstein letter directly implicates Trump. Our president shares our love of young nubile girls. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to grab, snatch.
Whoa.
So Here's the letter.
Grab snatch is crazy.
And here we are right here. Let me show you. Hold on. When a young beauty walked by, he loved to grab snatch. Let me start it out over here. Good luck. We shared one thing. Our president, here we go. Our president also shares our love of young, nubile girls. When a
She
young
literally
beauty
just
walked
heard him
by,
pronounce
he
that.
loved to grab
Keeps
snatch.
fucking it up.
Whereas we ended up snatching grub in the mess halls of the system. Life is unfair. Yours, Jeffrey Epstein. And then here's a stamp here. It says return to sender. It says J. Epstein, Manhattan Correctional, NYC, New York. Now, the DOJ is saying that that letter is fake. The FBI has confirmed this alleged letter from Jeffrey Epstein to Larry Nassar is fake. The fake letter was received by the jail and flagged for the FBI at the time. The FBI made this conclusion based on the following facts. The writing does not appear to match Jeffrey Epstein's. The letter was postmarked 3 days after Epstein's death out of Northern Virginia when he was jailed in New York. We're going to get to the death thing in just a second. The return address did not list the jail where Epstein was held and did not include his inmate number, which is required for outgoing mail. This fake letter serves as a reminder that just because a document is released by the DOJ does not make the allegations or the claims within the document factual. But here's what this guy said. Update. CNN confirms that the envelope holding the Epstein-Nassar note was sent from the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York City, where Epstein was being held, to Nassar and got vetted by federal officials, which explains the Virginia postmark where the FBI is. Why won't the FBI release the 2020 handwriting analysis it did if that analysis concluded the note was forgery? 2, how did the FBI preclude the possibility, even likelihood, of dictation in 120 minutes? Whereas the real Epstein-Nassar note, we know Epstein sent. Or where's the real Epstein-Nassar note? We know Epstein sent. So these are all good questions. But like I said before, people wouldn't even be asking these questions if the DOJ had been transparent with the people, and they haven't been transparent. They've been trying to cover things, hide things here and there, and that's why people are scratching their heads. People have questions. People who are, pro-Trump and really love Trump, they are trying to find ways to defend him at all costs. People who hate him are coming after him, etc. It's not just him. There's more. You guys need to see this one here. This is something about women being put in stalls. New Epstein files. A trafficking victim describes being blindfolded and taken to an underground site where she and other girls were held in horse stall-like cells to be viewed by Epstein and groups of men. That's here. This victim says that they were born into sex trafficking. I was trafficked beginning at the earliest memory. I do not remember a time that I wasn't trafficked for sex. So they were born into it. So imagine how young they were. According to the birth certificate from blank, my biological parents, I do not recognize them as parents. Blank, blank began to sell me for sex in the town of blank. There were many that were brought to their home to have sex with me. I was taken to many states in the US to sell me. I was forced by threat by blank and Jeffrey Epstein of being killed, bodily harmed, and threats of harming other children if I did not have sex with them or any other people that they sold me to. The sex trafficking with Jeffrey Epstein happened year blank. I was about blank years old at the time. So I understand redacting the names to protect the victims. I don't understand why they're redacting the years. And I don't understand why they redacted the age. That's something that I've been paying attention to.
The years because of political shit. The age because of legal shit. You know what I'm saying? And the
Make people
years
sick to
because
their
of
stomach.
you know what I'm saying, legal shit. Like you don't know. As soon as you know how old they was, bro, yeah, it's a wrap. Bro. You already know, but as soon as you know,
too.
It's a wrap.
it's a
But
wrap.
this person says they were born into it. Remember when Virginia Giuffre said that Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein wanted her to have a child to be their child, and she didn't want to do that because she knew that they were going to groom that child? These are sick people. This is the gangster paradise. This is the gangster paradise of the rich and the powerful. And that's how they have been able to get away with this for so long. You'll also see here, here's another one from Epstein's brother. Epstein's brother, Mark, reported he was murdered because he was about to name names. Mark said he believed Trump authorized his murder. Here's that document here. Again,
And Mark
heavy
Epstein, date of
redactions
birth,
here, so keep that in mind.
cellular telephone number, email account, residential address, internet protocol resolves to blah blah blah. I don't want to let you know that. Submitted an online tip to the FBI National Threat Operations Center. Nice, National Threat Operations. Via tips regarding allegations of murder of Jeffrey Epstein in blah 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 blah. Jeffrey Epstein was murdered in his jail cell. I have reason to believe he was killed because he was about to name names. I believe President Trump authorized his murder. Oh my gosh!
I'm at
Mark Epstein is
You said what?
I'm still listening. I'm about to go to the bathroom, but in this water be running
Alright, bro.
loud as hell, so I'm on mute, but I'm still listening.
says date of birth, the cell number, that's redacted. And it goes on to say here, submitted text. Jeffrey Epstein was murdered in his jail cell. I have a reason to believe he was killed because he was about to name names. I believe President Trump authorized his murder. Again, we don't have any proof that Donald Trump did that.
Nope.
But
What?
if Jeffrey Epstein was going to name names? And then we need to think a little bit deeper here. We don't know what actually happened to Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the cameras just
We
didn't
kind of
seem to
do,
be
but
working. Surprise, surprise. And the next thing they know,
we don't know.
they're reporting, oh, well, Jeffrey Epstein is dead in his cell. He unalived himself. But there's
The camera stopped working, but then they eventually came up with the footage because everybody kept bitching. The same way they have been coming up with everything because no one's letting it go. They keep having to like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. All right, here's a little. Oh, damn, you guys really are on it. All right, okay, here's the real. Oh, damn, okay, bet. Here's the real. Like, bro.
no proof of that. All we know is what we have been told. That's all we know. And I have another question. Let's go ahead and get to this part here. This part, shout out to Maine, Epstein files,
Maine.
Epstein to Bop psychologist. He is
Bop is
anxious about
crazy.
returning to his cell because he had gotten marks on his neck and doesn't know why it happened. This is to the psychologist. Look at this here.
The inmate states his cellmate tried to kill him at something a.m. 7:23. It don't got the year. Oh, Bureau of Prisons is BOP.
Happened. This is to the psychologist. Look at this here. Let's bring this up. The Bureau of Prison Psychological Services here. When interviewed, he stated he still cannot remember what happened in SHU that caused the marks on his neck. He stated that
For the past 9 days, he only slept about 30 minutes each night because of the noise in the SHU. He stated that he's anxious about going back to SHU. She said SHU is the boot. That's what they call that, SHU. Whatever the fuck or something. Because he stated he'd gone back to a place where he had gotten marks on his neck and he did not know why it happened. He said he has an appetite in his... He does have an appetite in his eating. He waking up every hour and a half. He only getting an hour and a half of sleep every day. He stated he feels dehydrated because he's not drinking enough water, because he stated he feels he's not getting enough bathroom breaks while with his attorney. Medical has emailed his complaint of feeling dehydrated. He said his lawyers and friends were still all emotionally supportive.
For the 5 days before that, he had only slept about 30 minutes each night because of noise in SHU. He stated he is anxious about going back to SHU because he stated he is going back to a place where he had gotten marks on his neck and he does not know why it happened. Here's another document here.
15 a.m.
2:15 a.m. July 23rd, 2019. Inmate state his cellmate tried to kill him. Now let me tell you something. Okay.
They said, "Oh, that's normal."
The prison system
Don't
is
worry
a hot
about it.
mess. In the prison system, it has not been uncommon to have inmates work together with guards, to have guards work together with inmates, and all of them together to work together with powerful people to get rid of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
That's not uncommon. That's not just a movie. That's not just
No.
Law and Order. That's real life.
You're vulnerable in there.
But the question that I have had for quite some time, and others have been wondering this as well. How do we know? Hold on, let me pull this up. Do we have proof that Jeffrey Epstein is dead?
But-
Anybody seen a body?
I don't even think they did an autopsy on that nigga, bro. Ain't nobody seen a
Ain't
body.
Do we have any proof?
Mm.
You know, it's like when I'm watching a thriller, and I love to watch thriller movies. When I'm watching
And bro wanted to do a clean getaway. He had somebody working with him. You know what I'm saying? They talking about the Israelis. They like, all right, bro. You just gonna have to play dead, bro. You know what I'm saying? We'll cover for you. Get you on up out of there.
Oh, bro, hiding the tunnels in Palestine.
Like what? No autopsy, no body, no burial.
a thriller movie, and all of a sudden, said character dies. You know, you always ask yourself that question when I'm watching a movie, like, oh, how do we know if they're dead? Do we see a body? You know, later on the movie turns out they're alive, like, surprise. How do we know that? Do we have any proof that Jeffrey Epstein is dead? And here's the reason why I'm asking that question. Check this out. Again, shout out to Gen X Girl because she's on it.
Yeah,
Connect
and
the
Whitney
dots.
Webb, nigga.
In 2019,
I'm gonna try and get better at you reading these first, honestly, since we streaming it, then letting her read, so we got time to react to it or whatever, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But in 2019, Whitney Webb reported U.S. Ambassador to Austria Ronald Lauder issued a fake Austrian passport for Epstein. Last night, DOJ released an Austrian passport containing Epstein's photo, but issued under the name Marius Robert Fortelini. What the fuck? Lauder is the...
Wait, yeah, we did see Epstein's body, bro.
We did?
Yeah, you can look that up. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, maybe.
Well,
At the same time, conspiracy land once again.
there's him sleeping.
Or I mean, what was the setting that was taken in? Because, bruh,
He was on the stretcher outside the jail.
okay, cause these niggas got face masks. They had face masks that were so good 50 years ago that they fooled a president, nigga. 50 years ago, bro. You know?
Oh, bro, nowadays it's just crazy. Like I seen Jackass 20 years ago, nigga. Them bitches was nuts.
Yeah, bro. So all it takes is you just kill a nigga in the jail, throw a face mask on him, bro. Take a picture, bro.
Whitney Webb reported.
Oh, I didn't read the rest of it. Lauder is the press of the World Jewish Congress and a member of the pro-Israel Jewish billionaire mega group who recently said anti-Israel speech should be criminalized. And that shit is so crazy that people are going... Somebody low-key sympathized with that, about that with me the other day and was talking about... But yeah, then all anti-Israeli candidates should be crushed. Just that verbiage alone should be a super red flag for people, bro. Super red flag, bro, for anybody.
U.S. Ambassador to Austria, Ronald Lauder, issued a fake Australian passport for Epstein. Last night, the DOJ released an
Okay, for
Austrian
one,
passport.
I'm about to say, I hope she fixes that for people that are just auditory. That's what I'm trying to get better at my reading. I do not say Australian, nigga.
Passport containing Epstein's photo, but issued under the name Marius Robert Fratelli.
For telling me she read that way
Lauder
better than I did.
is the president of
Marius.
the World Jewish Congress and a member of the pro-Israel Jewish billionaire mega group who recently said anti-Israel speech should be criminalized and all anti-Israel candidates should be crushed. Let me show you that passport. Right there.
Nigga.
Okay?
That's from back in the day,
Here's the
nigga.
name.
Yeah, what? That's fucking
Marius Robert
black ass
Marius.
hair, bro. But I guess a passport you just put old fucking. If you forging, you need a picture that look like it.
Fratelli.
Yeah, but they only last passports last 10 years.
They also went on to show this
Hmm.
on Good Morning America. Look, I want to show you. They even showed it here, surprisingly.
Dropped in the middle of the night by the Justice Department, many of them emails that have never been seen before.
600%.
Overnight, under pressure, the Department of Justice releasing thousands more Jeffrey Epstein files, the most substantial dump of documents so far, including never-before-seen investigative materials. In this email from the day after Epstein was arrested on charges of sex trafficking minors in 2019, an unidentified person at the New York FBI field office already in pursuit of potential collaborators, writing, "When you get a chance, can you give me an update on the status of the 10 co-conspirators?" In a July memo, the DOJ stating flatly there was not enough evidence to warrant prosecuting any uncharged third parties. Ghislaine Maxwell is the only person to ever be charged as an Epstein co-conspirator. Other emails show
Craziness.
prosecutors pressing repeatedly to interview former Prince Andrew, who sent a written statement and never sat down with investigators. Then this email mentioning President Trump from a federal prosecutor in Maxwell's 2020 case, writing obtained flight records reflect that Donald Trump traveled on Epstein's private jet many more times than previously has been reported or that we were aware, including during the period we would expect to charge in a Maxwell case. Trump and Epstein had a decades-long friendship, but a falling out in the early 2000s after Trump says Epstein stole Mar-a-Lago employees. Also in the thousands of documents, photos of an Austrian
There it
passport
is.
with Epstein's picture, but bearing the alias Marius Fratelli.
They even reported it on Good Morning America.
There it is.
Whitney Webb for the win once again. Whitney Webb was right. She was ahead of it before corporate media, way ahead of this. So I'm going to ask this question again. If Jeffrey Epstein had a passport under someone else's name and another country, how do we know that Jeffrey Epstein is dead?
What's the
The
time?
same way Jeffrey Epstein had a whole damn private island where he was committing these acts, how do we not know that he wasn't smuggled out of prison and he wasn't sent to some other private island that we will never know about? Now, some people may hear this and they say, that sounds crazy.
Now
That's
she
ridiculous.
said
I don't know.
that the fucking someone activated that passport post his death. That's what she said. You heard that part, Della?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what she's saying? Like,
Yeah.
Okay, someone used that password. Okay, posted.
I'm just looking for proof. I'm looking for evidence. I have not seen any proof that Jeffrey Epstein is dead. And you got to think about all the people that he was connected to. The bankers like JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon, that works with JP Morgan. He owns JP. Look,
So
all
he's
these
the
people that he was
CEO,
connected
nigga.
with. Don't forget JP Morgan. I reported this 2 years ago. JP Morgan, they knew about the island. They were sending money to there. They had to pay the Virgin Islands in a lawsuit because they, without the money from JP Morgan, those activities wouldn't have happened on that island. And they had to acknowledge
Them niggas got sued on the island and JP Morgan foot the bill. I ain't know that.
that, and they had to pay money to the Virgin Islands. We watch all these movies, Mission Impossible. We watch all these different movies where people fake passports and fake IDs. It came from somewhere. It can happen. So we don't know what really happened to Jeffrey Epstein. And to be honest with you, we probably never will know.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that.
Probably never will. The last damning thing that the DOJ did is they released a fake video. Listen to this. I can't show the video on here, but the US DOJ just released what was supposed to be a video of Jeffrey Epstein attempting to end it all. However, it is a fake. Why did the DOJ release a fake video? The most hideously significant scandal of our time is being completely covered over. We are all being played. So, again, do we know that this is who they say it is? Didn't someone, I think it was my comrade,
These are pictures you talking
JB,
about.
I think
She
JB
said
did
comrade.
this. Somebody made a video covering that story about the CIA, how they make faces and they put on fake faces.
What else? Thank you. So we know we in the right space, bro. So you know you in the right head space, bro. If you gonna be conspiratorial, bro, and you gonna speculate, bro, you got to be in the right realm, bro. You know what I'm saying? Already, bro.
Of people. That might have been JB who did that story. Where you guys think the movies get this stuff from? This stuff ain't fake.
No.
It's real life. So people were asking then, like, is that the same person? And
They
then,
looking at their
so that's the
nose.
video. We can't show the, give me a second. Let me just pause it. We can't show the video even though it's fake. But here it said, Diligent is on it. The US DOJ just released what was supposed to be a video of Jeffrey Epstein attempting to end it all. However, it is a fake and it was published on YouTube 5 years ago by
Stop
that
playing.
user. And they put the user's name, Chad Chattington. Even Community Notes came in and said, this is a CGI hoax video produced by a YouTuber in 2020. And it was submitted to the DOJ, to authorities as an anonymous tip.
In
So
2021, they going through old
they
tips.
know that this was fake. So why did the DOJ release this fake video of Jeffrey Epstein? Why they drop this just recently? Why did Kash Patel and Dan Bongino, why did they tell you, oh yeah, it's true, Epstein, he ended it all, he did it. No, we saw the footage and there's a lot of footage. Then to come find out there's time that's lapsed in the tape that just unaccounted for it. And Dan Bongino quits. People would not question this the way that we are if the DOJ was transparent. But we all know that Jeffrey Epstein worked for Mossad. Again, Whitney Webb was one of the first people I heard to say that. And people called her loony and called her crazy. But now it's all coming out. So she was ahead of the curve.
She
We
been
know he
ahead.
worked
I ain't
for
heard
Mossad.
nothing from
We
Whitney. I
know
hope
he-
she
you
all
saw
right.
the pictures of the IDF shirts.
real.
He was working for Israel.
I ain't seen her tweeting
How
or
the
nothing.
hell is it that a guy who didn't have a college degree, how he get all this money all of a sudden? Nobody thought it was weird that Lex Wexner, who is the owner of the Limited Group, which is part of Victoria's Secret, is a part of the Limited Group. Nobody thought it was weird that Lex Wexner just said, hey, I think this guy's going to go some places. I'm going to give him all this money.
Everything. Yeah.
Really?
Right.
Les
For what
Wex-
reason?
You ain't know about Les Wexner and Epstein?
I said right. That's crazy.
Oh, they said wait. Yeah, right.
No one thought it was weird that Jeffrey Epstein went on to teach with no college degree? How you get a teaching job with no college degree? He lied and said he went to Harvard. People at Harvard know each other. Harvard's a tight-knit community. How was he able to get by with that for so long? Because his documents were forged, just like that passport was. So essentially, you had someone who was a spy, who I believe possibly at some point or another may have had some type of romantic relationship with Lex Wexner. And that's why the money was given to him. And this guy went on to become
That's
a
my
billionaire.
first time ever
He
hearing
asked
that
these
one.
questions. Now we get to the part about the media. That's the other question I want you guys to think about here for just a second. The media. Some of this information has been out there for years. Corporate media ran cover for it. Corporate media is only really talking about this now because of the files being released.
Yeah.
Corporate media ran cover for Jeffrey Epstein and his buddies too. And you may wonder, well, why would they do that? Who owns the networks, ladies and gentlemen? Because the host, all these commentators that you see on Fox News and CNN, they don't own the networks that they're on. They're just puppets. You don't think some of the people who own these networks, some of the people who are shareholders in CNN and Fox News, you don't think they didn't have some type of relationship with Israel or with Jeffrey Epstein? They're all in the same club. So they suppress and hide the information to again protect what is supposed to be their greatest ally, and that is Israel.
I didn't think Israel's our ally on
Jeffrey
paper.
Epstein was a spy. He was a creep, a trafficker. Ghislaine Maxwell was basically a madam. And everything that they did to these women, it is absolutely disgusting. So when I say gangster's paradise, this is what I'm talking about. It's easy to point to the lower level. There's different gangs throughout society. Most of the time, the ones we hear about in the media are the ones that are the lower level gangs. Hell, even the 5 families was taken down. But many of them are not talking about the gang of the wealthy and the powerful, the elites, the billionaires, the people who do whatever they want and there's no repercussions. They may have someone under them that's a fall guy. Ghislaine Maxwell, of course, they're like, well, we got to arrest somebody. Let's throw her in there.
Literally.
But they never come after the big dog. It's getting crazy, guys. It's getting crazy out here. And we are nearing the end of 2025. I don't know what is going to happen come 2026, but hopefully it won't be as crazy. Hey guys, this was a savvy
that.
clip. If you like what you saw,
That's that. All right.
Yeah, I'm about to go, John. That's good shit.
All right, bro. I'll catch you.